to Cherie's World.
And welcome to our world today. I got a real treat for you guys. I got Lil Cherie in the house. Hey, Lil Cherie.
Hi.
How you doing, Lil Cherie?
Great.
What are we about to go and do, Lil Cherie?
We're about to do taekwondo.
Whoa, is that your favorite sport?
Yes.
And what else do you play?
Soccer.
Soccer! So, you hear it from the horse's mouth. I am a taekwondo mom. I am a soccer mom. What is the most embarrassing thing about your mother coming to taekwondo and soccer with you?
Nothing.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, what about, do you get embarrassed when I scream for you?
Yeah, sometimes.
This last Saturday, you had a really big day.
Yeah.
What happened on your big day?
My big day was about taekwondo, soccer, and
But what happened at taekwondo?
taekwondo. It was a big day. I got a new student.
Oh, the new student. I was talking about Saturday. When you beat those 3 boys, what did you get?
I got a trophy, a medal, and a belt.
She came home a big winner from her taekwondo tournament. I got a little ninja in the house, y'all. In fact, she calls herself Queen Ninja, but she does not like to be called princess. Can you tell them why you do not like to be called princess?
Because princesses are sassy, and they always act like they need a man to save them.
And who's going to save you?
No one. My mom.
Oh, your mom, but who else is going to save you? What did you tell us?
Myself.
That's right. She can save herself. So if you see my little Cherie, please don't call her princess, because it's going to turn into a whole nother conversation. She is not sassy, and she don't need no man to save her.
Yeah, if you call me a princess, then you'll see me with a whole nother side of me.
That's right. We'll see a whole nother side of you. So, can you tell them, how old are you?
5.
And what grade are you in?
3rd.
And how did a 5-year-old get in 3rd grade?
So, my mom, I just passed.
Yeah, you did just pass. How do you go to school? Do you go to regular school?
Nope.
What kind of school do you go to?
Home.
Homeschool. And what do you feel about homeschool?
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So people say, oh, if you don't send your child to regular school, they don't get a chance to socialize or be around other kids. Do you feel like you don't get a chance to socialize?
I always feel like I get a chance.
You do? Yeah, because we're about to go see your friends now, right?
Yep.
And you got a new friend coming to taekwondo today, but don't say her name, because we want to keep you guys safe. So the audience keeps asking me, how come I don't show them pictures of you? Or how come I don't tell them your name? You want to tell them why they don't get to see you and why they don't get to know your name?
Yes.
Tell them.
You steal us.
That's right. People steal children. So mommy is trying to do
Because
what?
you pass it on to people and to people to people. And the final person that you get it to is Donald Trump.
Oh, we're not talking about Donald Trump today. But what is mommy trying to do?
Protect me.
That's right. I am trying to protect my daughter. And how do you feel about me protecting you?
I feel protected.
Oh, and is that a good thing or a bad thing?
A good thing.
It's a great thing. So you heard it from the horse's mouth. My daughter is in the house, and she is going to stay with us during the whole show today.
Yay!
Because I got my ace on her.
Base.
That's right. I got the ace on the base. And she is my little face.
Yes.
She's my mini-me. Thank you, mini-me, for letting us interview you.
You're welcome.
I love you.
I love you.
Would you like to advertise on Cherie's World and have your product placed on Cherie's social media for the world to see? Email us now at cherriesworldpodcast@gmail.com for low introductory rates. Cherie's World Podcast. Get heard.
Saria here, Chief Green Alchemist at Going to Natural. Do you know it takes less than 30 seconds for your skin products to enter your bloodstream? Yeah, so knowing what's in them, super important. We know you want what's best for you and your family. And here at Going to Natural, so do we. We care about the environment, we care about the animals, and most importantly, we care about you. We offer free support for your healthy journey and love providing affordable, all-natural products that are responsibly sourced, cruelty-free, luxurious, and always made with love. We're not just a shop, we're a community, and we'd love to have you. Browse our collection of plant-based skincare products and natural tips and tricks at shop.goingtonatural.com. That's shop.going2natural.com.
A conscious brand for a conscious community.
Use code LOVEEARTH for 15% off your first order.
Welcome to Cherie's World.
Hey, and welcome to Cherie's World. We got me, Cherry Johnson, in the house. Mr. Cody Court is right here.
Cyan, what's going on?
How you always beat me to the punch, bruh? Like, you always here before I'm here.
No, that's not true. I might be in, but I'm not always. I might be in, but I'm not ready. Like how you are. Like when you show up, you're ready. I show up just to show up, but I'm not always ready.
Well, I appreciate you always being here. One of my biggest pet peeves in the world is wasting my time. I don't fuck with people. Can I say that? I don't mess with people who are never on time. And it's like, I try to get that 15-minute grace, but after 15 minutes, if you're not there, I'm gone. I used to be real nice and wait for people. I can't do that no more.
That's cool because I'm like I told you earlier, I'm not a timely person because I've been played so many times in the past. But I respect your time, so I try to be timely with you. But with anybody else, because I know how people operate, I'm usually showing up when they're showing up or after, because I don't believe in waiting on people.
I was gonna say you're always on time. Never have I waited for you.
With you, because when I first interviewed you, you were on before me. You probably don't remember that. I logged in and then you logged in right. I was like, whoa, I wasn't even ready. So I was like, oh, okay, she's a timely person. I think you said that too. So I'm like, okay, so that's different. But anybody else, I'm like, nah.
I totally believe you. Like you know, I know this guy, and he's one of my biggest mentors, and I love him. But I watched him play games with people. He happens to be a billionaire, and he runs like one of the best businesses in the world. But he'll tell you, be here at 6:43. And I asked him, why you give people odd times, bro? Why you just say like 6:45? He said, because I want to see when they show up. If they walk in this door at 6:43, we cool. If they walk in this door at 6:45, I won't be available. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, 2 minutes. My time is valuable.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that. I mean, it's certain people that, you know, that are like that. Like I actually have a family, like my family is like that. Then my other side of the family is the total opposite. I mean, they're always late for everything. Late for graduations, late for funerals, late for weddings, everything. And just, you know, I mean, we had a guy, my uncle was like, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're 20 minutes late. That was his way he looked at life.
Yeah, that's kind of how I grew up. I mean, I remember dating this guy one time, and we were going to leave to go to my grandmother's. And he said, okay, I'm on my way. My mom said, okay, well, don't rush. She meant like, be safe, don't rush on the freeway. This showed 3 hours later. My mother had left, but he was like, why are you tripping? She said, don't rush. She was saying, be careful. She was saying, don't kill yourself to get here. She wasn't saying, like, sit down, eat a sandwich, talk to your homeboys, play a video game, and then come.
Yeah, well, speaking of video game, like I said, I was dealing with a guy, and, well, I don't want to say his name, but the one guy's called, and we were on the south side of Chicago, and he said, how long before you guys get here? And this was a signing or something. And he was like, 15 minutes. And we were an hour away. And he said, all right, guys, start the game back over. So we ended up getting there like 3.5 hours later. I was a kid now. I mean, I was a young person around this kind of stuff. So I was like, wow, like this is the business. Like everybody just lies to each other. You know what I mean? So
it's really bad. Like I've watched people show up for TV shows and stuff like 2 and 3 hours. Like, it's the most disrespectful thing in the world because it's not just you waiting. It's like a whole crew.
Are they able to get away with that?
To a certain point, you can get away with it as long as your contract obligates you, but when it's time to renew your contract, ain't nobody trying to mess with you no more. So you can be as important as you want to be, but when you show up 2 or 3 hours later, it definitely will stop someone from rehiring you.
Gotcha.
Like, I'm not the best actress, okay? But one thing that I'm known for is when you hire me, I'm going to be on time, I'm going to be polite, and I'm going to know my lines. And so there might be a bigger name who is never on time. She got an attitude problem. She's going to cause some kind of technical difficulties, but her name is bigger. So who do we use? Do we use her, or do we just call Cherie because it's going to be easy?
I think you're too modest.
No, it's true, but I bank on that where I'm like, oh, hey, they ain't going to mess with Stacey Dash this week, so I got her job because, it's going to be a wrap.
Stacey Dash, that's an interesting name you brought up.
Yes.
What have you heard about her lately?
Heard about her? You know what? I feel I have a newfound outlook on Stacey Dash, honestly. I know her as being kind of a problem child. In fact, I quit a movie that I was producing that she was in. She's a little difficult. But from what I've learned about her past, she's had past drug addictions. She was sexually abused. I would actually love to get her on this show to tell her side. And maybe I was dealing with it before from a mean girl perspective instead of trying to understand a person. Because to me, Hollywood, it's a job. So show up, do your job, and shut up. I don't care about you as a person. Not to be mean, but Hollywood don't care about you as a person. Everybody has bad days. Get over them. Go out there and act like you're happy. That's what we do. But in a different setting, in a different time, knowing that she was molested as a child, knowing that she was abandoned by her parents as a child, and knowing that she had a drug problem that was introduced from her mother at a very young age, gives me a different perspective of her now.
That's interesting to me. It's like, why is it that everybody in Hollywood has that story?
Well, 60% of all Black women have been molested by the time they hit 18. It's the biggest epidemic in the world that nobody talks about. So if it's not talked about, that means that there's mental illness problems that are never dealt with, because these young women are told, shh, don't tell anything. It's a family secret, where the elders become enablers. And instead of protecting the victim, they're protecting the predator.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I don't know her like you, and I just know her characters.
I don't know her.
And I just, is she more like the character? I mean, she really only plays the same person, but is she more like the character, or is she really different?
I don't know her as a woman. So I can't really answer that. If I'm going to be fair to her, right, I can't really answer who she is. I just know some of the things that she's done. She worked on this film and she held up production 2 hours over a bra because they didn't have the bra that she wanted. As an actress, if you wanted the bra, you should have worn the bra to work.
Yeah, that's all I'm about to ask you. So I know they supply you guys clothes. I didn't know they supplied you guys underwear.
They might, if you happen to have on some big girl drawers that day, they might have had some extra thongs or something, and they'd be like, girl, take them off because you could see your underwear through this.
But they're new, right?
Yeah, they're new. Or they're yours, or they're purchased for yours. Like when you do an ongoing TV show, like Family Matters, we had everything.
Oh, okay.
We had underwear and bras, but it might be, I might have wore a bra that was pink or something, and they'd be like, girl, you need a black bra because we could see through that.
Oh, okay.
But it was a low budget independent film. Like, she should have wore her own bra to work. You don't hold up production for 2 hours over a bra.
Right. It's just, I used to, like, you guys you women from the 90s, y'all my girls. But when she showed up on Fox News, which is, like I said, I don't keep up with nothing else in entertainment like that, but I'm a news guy, news and sports guy. So when I seen her on Fox News and Obama bashing, she was a big time at the Mitt Romney supporter. I remember like it was yesterday. And then she eventually merged into a Trump supporter. And it didn't make sense. And that's when I was like, maybe she is mentally unstable, because she would go in there and support her cousin Dame Dash and the hip hop community, and then be a Trump supporter. I'm like, how you get a chance to be both?
I think a part of her is a little girl lost. And there's a lot of self-hate going on in there.
Yeah.
And there's a self-identity. Now, I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist or anything, and I hate to gossip because it's ugly, but there's 2 ways to look at it. Either, no, freaking lost their mind, or something's really going on here. And I think there's probably a lot of self-hate, self-identification problems. I'm not saying that she doesn't know that she's a black woman, because I'm sure she's been reminded, but she's forgotten what it is to be a black woman. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that, because now here's the other side of me, the conspiracy guy. When what happened? I think something happened in 2016. I was doing the other show, and I put a conspiracy out there on SoundCloud, and it got taken down though. So you might not like this, but I believed that, and you tell me this is true, in Hollywood, that because of John F. Kennedy and Reagan and everybody else and Bill Clinton, I thought that the presidents basically, this is before the Me Too era, picked and choose which women they wanted to sleep with, and they set that up. And I just assumed that Stacey Dash just thought she was going to be one of the women that Obama was going to choose that she can sleep with, and Michelle shut that down. Because I saw Michelle Obama say in a magazine, Kerry Washington, Oprah, and like 2 other, you bitches are not allowed at the White House around my man. So I was thinking like maybe she got hip to reality, like, oh, this ain't the time, this ain't that type of president. And that's what made her flip and turn into this crazy right-wing Tea Party Republican.
I don't think that's it. Sure, the presidents are famous, and I'm sure they have their own groupies. I'm hoping Monica Lewinsky takes one right now for the team. We need her.
I mean, Marilyn Monroe.
Yes, absolutely. But I don't think so. I don't even think she's Obama's type. Obama likes sisters. He likes the strength that comes with sisters.
She might have been thinking that she was going to get chose.
I don't think so. I don't even think she wants to be chose by a black man. I think she just wants their money and loves the little attention from the rap videos or whatever.
So she never liked black men?
Christopher Williams is her baby daddy. So, sure.
Oh, the singer?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know she had kids. I didn't know that.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, she's got some kids.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
But I don't know that, yeah. So.
That's crazy. Wow. I had some other questions I wanted to ask you.
Okay, let me ask you this. I was gonna do it, but I don't have it prepared yet. So we haven't recorded together in a while, but
No, I've missed you.
Hey, well, feelings of course is mutual. But couple, what was that at the end? Power. You still haven't watched Power yet, have you?
No.
Nah, you're missing a
But
great
wait a
show.
minute, I did hear that Joe sings the theme song to Power.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you.
Oh, really?
50 changed the theme song, right? Mm-hmm. And then eventually he had to move it back. So I wanted to know, do you even know, you've been on a few shows, do you know if you heard the theme songs to any of the shows that you've been on, would you recognize it?
Yeah.
Oh, you would?
I think. Okay, so let me tell you why. Remember, I did that book called Stupid Guy's Diary?
Yeah.
So, true story. I had started talking to this guy, and I had been out of town for a long time, and blah, 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 blah. Long story short, we met in Vegas. And I thought we were about to have like a moment, right? So me and my girls, we went to the store. I went and bought me some cute lingerie, and I put it on. And when I came out, he was laying on the bed, and he goes, it's a rare condition. And he keeps singing, right? And I'm like, I kind of know what that is, but I don't know what it is. And then I'm looking at him funny, and he goes, why are you looking at me like that? I said, I'm trying to figure out what you're singing because I think I've heard it. And he goes, Family Matters, girl, that's my song. You better just get over it. And I was like, are you singing the theme song? And he was like, yeah. But okay, so to my defense, I wasn't in the opening credits. You know what I'm saying? Not only was I not in the opening credits, I was at work on Friday nights when Family Matters aired, so I wasn't watching Family Matters. I wasn't a Family Matters fan.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's like 15 years after the show's not over, and this fool is singing the Family Matters theme song.
And more importantly, you got on sexy lingerie and he's singing Family Matters.
So what did I do at that moment, you asked?
Yeah.
I went right back into the bathroom, and then he heard the door shut. I went right back to the airport, got to the Southwest counter. There was a black lady at the counter, and she said, hey, baby, how can I help you? I said, I need to go home. And she said, why? And she said, ain't you that girl? I said, yes, ma'am, and that's why I need to go home. And she said, why? And I said, cause I met this dude up here, right? And he gonna sing the Family Matters theme song while I was trying to get something. I want to go home. She was like, what? She gave me one of those half-price fares, and I got up and out of Vegas under $100. And he was like, I can't believe you just walked out. You didn't say nothing to me. I said, there was nothing else to say.
Yeah, there really isn't. And I'm usually a defender of men, but ain't no defense to that. I mean, seriously. So when it comes out in a lingerie, you singing
So
theme
if y'all are
songs.
interested in my dating history, Stupid Guy Diaries is available on Amazon right now.
Oh man, that's bad. Hey, you know, while we still talking about that, did you notice that I always told you the reason why? Because you don't really think that you're famous. That's one thing I come across from meeting you. I mean, you are, but and I always said the reason why is because you were on TV. I mean, you still are, but the show that you were on at that era, there was only like, 5 channels. You know what I mean? So, being on TV then is a bigger deal than being on TV now, where it's like, 1,000 channels. You know what I mean? So everybody had to watch you. You know what I mean? So that's why everybody knows you.
But it's popular. It's not like famous. Like Beyonce is famous. You know what I'm saying? Kerry Washington is famous. Stacey Dash is famous. Cherry Johnson, you ate dinner with her. You know what I'm saying? You go to the bathroom, you hear her voice. That's just a homegirl.
That's what you think. That's how you think about yourself. Yeah. But the reason why I brought that up is because I'm just noticing how dope I look at my era, which you're a part of. Was and after y'all shows started going off the air, they started bringing in reality shows, right? And it seems like that window. I think Hollywood. You tell me if I'm wrong. I think Hollywood is looking at it like, nah, they social media famous there, but they really can't act.
It's weird. I don't even know if they care that they can't act anymore.
I think they do. The reason why I bring that up is because I'm noticing they're bringing back all these shows. I just saw that they're bringing back, number one, Eddie Murphy is coming back to stand up, and Fresh Prince is talking about bringing his show back. I remember when that show went off the air, he said he said there's no money if he's on TV, he can't make money in movies.
And he probably realized that real money is in TV. It's not in film. You might get a nice paycheck all at once. I mean, on TV, you get a nice paycheck all at once too, but residual money, baby. And it's the closest thing you can have to a 9-to-5.
Right.
And entertainment.
Right. But I just noticed, like, they're bringing all these shows back. So in the 90s, I don't remember them bringing back Leave It to Beaver and Mr. Ed and all these kind of shows. I mean, they even bring back Good Times, a Sanford, those shows never came back. But the fact that
Let
they're
me
bringing
tell you why. It was business reasons why those shows didn't come back. Those shows were all under contracts before residuals kicked in. So things like Nick at Night, the family channels or whatever that picked up those shows never had to pay anybody any residuals. What? Why would you bring something back when you can eat off of Lucy and never have to pay her anymore?
Wow.
So they didn't get residuals, and they didn't have like the Coogan laws where the kids' paychecks weren't protected.
Wow.
So why would you bring that back? You just keep playing old stuff. Us, they can bring us back as much as they want, but they have to renegotiate our contracts.
Right.
So even if it sells from like network to network, like I know that the Parkers went to BET, right? So even when the Parkers goes to BET, you have to renegotiate the contract or buy them out for the year. When we went to Hulu, they had to renegotiate our contracts, but we still getting the residuals.
Oh, okay. No, okay. I'm getting lessons here. I need to know that.
Everything about entertainment is about money.
Got you. I'm learning something. Okay. All right. But still, I still think it's dope that they bring it back, you know. I mean, it must be saying something about that era. Like, you know, we need this show again. We need this. To me, I'm also a fan.
Oh, I think for me, I'm really excited because like Saved by the Bell is coming back, right? I want to audition for Saved by the Bell. Like, I want to be on Saved by the Bell one episode. I never got to do Saved by the Bell first time around, so can I do it the second time?
So you actually watched Saved by the Bell?
Like a couple times, yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
I mean, because Mark Paul Gosselaar was on Punky, so I've known him since I was a little kid. Mario Lopez was like the cutest thing in the world, so yeah.
Wow. So we talked about everything except for Punky Brewster coming back. So what was that like? Are you able to talk about that now?
A little, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they announced it, so yeah, Punky's coming back, and I'm blessed to come back, and I just can't wait to hug Soleil, dude.
Do you know what you'll be doing?
What do you mean?
Like, will you be like will you be like your mother was on the show before? Like, are you all just switching roles? Is she gonna be like Harry, and you're gonna be like, I forget the mother's name. What's the mother's name?
No, like my grandma.
Oh, grandma. That was your grandmother.
That was my grandma, Betty Johnson. There's only going to be one Susie Garrett ever in life. So no, I'm not going to be Susie Garrett, but I will definitely be Susie Garrett's offspring.
Okay.
My parents died. So my grandmother raised me because my parents
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. And you might not be able to, we might have to take this part up. I seriously want to know this. What I noticed, like when they brought back Girl Meets World, everybody was still mostly cared about the original and the main characters, not so much the new character. So I'm assuming Punky Brewster is going to be about her bringing in another, you know.
I would say it depends on the generation. Girl Meets World, yes, everybody cared about the older generation who grew up with it. My daughter and her generation are totally attached to children.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's right. So she didn't care about.
No. Fred Savage and Topanga. No, she was like whatever. Or is it Fred or Ben? Benny Savage? Which one of the Savage boys is on the show? Benny or Fred? See, I don't even know.
No, it's Ben.
It's Ben? Okay. I like them. I mean, and I love the kids too, but because we watched like every episode. But that was my daughter's show. From theme song to outro. She watched it. So yeah, I mean, we do have some new characters we will be introducing. Punky and I are still best friends, of course. And you'll see some old characters too, I hope.
Nice. Like I told you, I'm very excited for you. Like I said, I've been introducing my kids to to the original Punky Brewster, and so that's been cool. It's going to be
an awesome experience. Soleil and I are both like very excited, and we've been on the phone kind of like, we don't say anything. We just go, oh my God, can you believe it? I can't believe it. But there you come in. Oh my God. And then we go, okay, I'll talk to you later, because there's always a kid in the background, hers or mine. Right. And then we have to go. So we're just, it was a fun let me tell you something. Everybody has always asked me, and I'm just going to put it out there. They've always said, if one of the shows is going to come back, Punky or Family Matters, which one do you want to come back? I was a kid when Punky happened. I didn't even realize I was working. I was playing with my best friend. I want to go back and play with my best friend.
Right.
So I'm ecstatic. It's a dream come true.
Well, you know what? I think, well, for me, I remember when you showed up on Family Matters, because I'm, like I said, I was a kid, so I'm a mark for the business. So I just really like, hey, that's the girl from Punky Brewster. She's on Family Matters. So I think everybody always still looks at you as being the girl from Punky Brewster show. So
I'm still the girl from Punky Brewster. You know, it's funny because, like, I don't think I've ever walked out of my house, like, until I moved away from California. I never walked out of my house and did not hear, where's Punky? Where's Waldo? That's like an everyday thing in my life. And I don't hear it anymore, but I'm sure it might start happening again.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think it's because of where I moved. Where I moved, I think people know, but they're just a little bit more polite. Like, there's a girl, did you see the picture of my daughter's soccer game?
Mm-hmm.
With the little girl with the rainbow socks on? So I posted this picture and I was like, who does that look like? They totally look like Punky and Cherie standing there. And the little girl's got like a pink bow in her hair and she's got these rainbow socks and some shoes that are just off-colored. And my daughter's just sitting there in some black and white Adidas, you know, and some red socks. And it was hilarious. Her mom looked at me and kind of did this. And I looked at her and I smiled and I was like, look at them together. Aren't they cute? And she was just like, and all I could do was laugh, but she's never said anything. And wow. I mean, my daughter goes to soccer with a Punky Brewster bag. Is what her soccer gear is in because
I see the picture now. Okay.
Yeah, because it's red and she thought it was cool. So I think people know, but they just don't care. They don't. It's a different world out here.
yeah, I'm looking at us. It's crazy.
This is Cherie's World.
Hey, if you're listening to Cherie's World podcast on Apple Podcasts and iTunes, please give us a 5-star. Let us know what you think. Leave us a review. I want to hear from you. Thank you. Hey, I have a question for you that I would like to ask our guests today, if we have any guests today, if they're going to show up. What are 5 things that you think all men should know?
Pertaining to what?
Life. A lot of these young men don't have mentors. They didn't grow up with fathers. They weren't given any guidance.
Yeah.
Well, like for instance, I'm on strike duty and we were walking on the highway, me and this lady, and we were talking. She actually caught up to me because I was walking to my car. And, you know, we're on this busy highway because we're picketing, right? And so she's walking and she's talking to me. I'm like, can you stop and let's just switch sides? Because like trucks are flying past. It's like that type of thing, you know, which side of the street a man's supposed to stay on compared to a woman. Like I really felt nervous. She's like, what's the problem? I said, we got to stop. We got to switch. We got to switch sides. Because I really felt nervous like that. So I said, or both of us go on the other side, you know.
That's huge. And, you know, a lot of men don't know that. And I was always taught, and I've taught my daughter, since she was 2, a man was laughing at me because I was walking with her. And I said, if a man lets you stand on the outside and you go on a date with him, you never talk to him again because he wasn't taught anything at home.
Yeah.
It might sound
mean,
mean,
I don't
but
even
it's
remember
huge.
anybody teaching me that. I just remember just didn't feel right. And then all of a sudden I found out that was a rule.
Yeah, that's a huge rule. Okay, so that's, what else?
All right. Well, I guess you're supposed to I know you're supposed to open the door for a woman, but what about car doors? Now, I know that the proper way to do it is to open the car door for a woman.
Yes.
But that rule was put in place before we had the automatic starters and the keyless remotes and stuff like that. How important is that to women now?
Okay, so let me tell you, I've dated a lot of men, right? The one I had a child for and my favorite exes all made sure that they came and got me out of the car and did not let me touch the door. It was part of just being polite. My ex Tony, I'll throw his name out there because anybody in California, they still think me and Tony together. That's the homie. Tony, I wore heels all the time because he owned nightclubs in Hollywood. And Tony would come and he would say, don't you touch that door. I have to make sure that you get out okay. And he said, plus, if your skirt is up or something, it gives you time to fix it.
Gotcha.
You worry about standing up, and I worry about you.
Okay.
And he said
so that still
yes.
is important to women. Okay.
Yes, and my child's father says that he doesn't want my daughter or I getting out of the car. You know who he is, but the rest of the world doesn't know who he is. But he opens our car door because he said anything can happen from the time he exits to the car to we're getting out of the car. But if somebody's going to hit the car, anything's going to happen, it's going to get him before it hits us.
Yeah, I agree. What about when you're driving? Like, has there ever been a time when you're driving and he's in, or a man is in the passenger?
Yeah, he'll still open the car for me.
Oh, okay.
Especially because when I'm driving, if I pull up to a curb, my side is street side with the cars coming past me.
So he'll get out first. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. All right. See, now that's something that I slack on.
You better open the door for your wife.
Yeah, no. I get opening the door. I'm talking about the car doors and stuff, but you're right. Okay. Put me on. Okay.
Yeah, they always say if something happens, it happens to them and not me. You know, Antoine, who will be on the show later, Antoine, I drive a lot at the time, especially like leaving clubs or something at night. Antoine will open my car door and put me in, and then he goes around and gets in the car. So, yep.
Cool. All right. Let's see what else. What is 5 things a man should know?
So wait a minute. If your wife is like, even if she's leaving, like the men in my life walk me out. If they're not going with me and I'm going, they still walk me out of the house and they'll still open my door and put me in the car and see me off.
Yeah, that's, I mean, of course that, but maybe not the door part, but I'm always going to make sure that you're in the car safe and getting out the car safe. But, you know, I was just wondering because, you know, I don't know.
The ones that I liked, yeah, they opened my car door. Antoine is like my brother. I am excited for you to meet Antoine because I say that he is one of the kings who made me the woman I am today.
Yeah, I've been a fan of his for a while anyway. So he's a good actor. You know, one of the favorite movies he did was Coach Carter. So that's one of my favorite movies. Like I still know him by Worm because that's what.
And you can call him Worm and he's gonna answer. He's so cute like that.
Wow.
Like you call me Max, I'd be like.
And he's like forever young too because he played in another basketball movie in the night from the 90s. The other movie with the girl coach.
It's time to get live. It's time to represent. Yeah. Sunset Park, what time is it? Yeah. That was his first job.
That was his first job?
Yes. We were all at the movie theater waiting for that movie to come out.
And like, man, how is he able to play a basketball player then, a high school basketball player then, and then like 10 years later play a high school basketball player again?
He plays basketball like 4 days a week. He still plays basketball. The boy can ball.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He stays in good shape and he takes care of himself. Black don't crack.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be a basketball player at 60 probably.
Yeah, that's dope. All right, okay, hold on. So I named 2 things. I can't. Let me think of it.
Give me 3 more.
Oh, how about this? And this is something I just always do. Call or text when you get home, please.
Agreed.
And if you don't, I'm gonna call you because like that makes me nervous. See, some of this stuff ain't really like rules to me. It's just like as I got older, like I got like real paranoid about shit. So.
Agreed.
All right. Oh wow, you got me. I gave you 3. Tell me something you think.
Okay, give you 3. Okay, so I'm going to do the women. I don't think I can speak for the men. When Black women try to speak for the men, all these men always go in uproar. I have my things what men should do, but I can't tell men.
Oh, pull a chair for you when you sit down. I still, especially because I have a daughter too, so I still believe in that. Yeah, I definitely believe in that. Still doing that. Well, here's the main thing. I don't know if this is a rule. Don't ever let someone disrespect the women around you at all. Like, I've seen so many. Oh man, I've been around. Well, I've heard of a lot of situations of men just letting people disrespect the women that's with you, and
That's crazy.
yeah. Like, I think there should be like a fear for like for men and other men when they see that the woman is with you, that they shouldn't even like look that way, or like even try to get away with that disrespectful stuff. You know what I mean?
So, I have 8 brothers.
Yeah.
And my friends all happen to be men. Okay, my good friends. I only have a couple female friends, but for the most part, they're all men. They're not gonna ever, any of them, let somebody disrespect me. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. And I mean, I've seen it happen. I'm like, damn. Like, y'all pulled it like that with them, like.
Yeah. And I think my man is a little bit too good out. People don't even try.
Yeah.
they don't. And I had to explain that to him because we were having this conversation. And I was like, babe, you don't get it. There's certain things that people try with other people. It's just a little bit too big. They're not.
Yeah. And like I've always been told, I look crazy, so people don't pull certain stuff with me. And I'm really a nice guy. I'm not really that type of. I'm not what Pac say. I'm not a killer, but don't push me. I'm one of those type guys. So
you're a sweetheart, but
yeah, I try to be.
I don't think I could be out with you and somebody say something crazy to me. I'm gonna have to be like, yo, Court, calm down.
Yeah, I've seen it like happen. Like, I'm like, damn, bro. Like, and I'm not even talking about just men. I'm talking about women. Like I've been, oh man, so many people that I know listen to this show, so I can't. Certain stories I got to be careful how I say it. But I've seen women just try to pull it with other people's women, another guy's woman. Like, how do you feel like you can disrespect this man just because you don't like her? Disrespect this man's woman to his and her face. Like you can't stand for that. Like, I've seen it happen. Like,
that's
some.
To me. I think I've always, like, as far as you talking about like other men trying to get at women while they're with the guy. Is that what you're talking about?
Not necessarily, because I don't think nobody would do that. I never seen that, but I'm talking about just because maybe this female, like, I might have to take this part out, but like, I had a coworker whose woman, the motherless, his wife at the time, the motherless child, she had a fucked up eye, and people would talk about her around him. Like, if me and him get into it, that's between me and him. But how you bring his girl into it, and she's right there?
They'd be like, oh, with your old crooked ass eye or something.
I mean, that's what they would say, like that kind of stuff. And he wouldn't say nothing. Like, that's when the joke would be off. Like, you don't talk, you can't, like, not in public. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, me and my boys, we talk about, each other. Like, we do the bullshit, but not in public. Like, we don't make it so like someone else can feel like they can jump in and do that kind of stuff. And I've seen that happen, like, disrespect. And then, like, here's another situation. I've seen men just fall short. I had a girl, I had this girl, she called me one day. I was like, yeah, your boy ain't acting right. Can you take me to work? And I'm like, can I take you to work? I said, let me call you back. So I called him. I'm like, hey, your wife just called me and asked me to take her to work. I don't even know how she got my number. Yeah, man, can you take her to work for me? Like, well, where you at? Oh, I'm gambling. Like, let me get this right. You want me to take your wife to work? So then I pick his wife up, do him a favor, do him a solid, take her to work. I'm pretty sure, Cherry, this story ain't gonna make it to the show, but look, I just want to tell you. So I take her to work, and as soon as she gets in the car, I'm so sick of this motherfucker. I'm not drawing no more blood out. I said, what do you mean drawing no more blood? I'm not getting no more blood taken out to pay bills no more because he's losing all the money. We work together. And she's bitching about him the whole 45-minute drive to work. And I'm like,
I wouldn't have took a shit how to Uber dude. See, that's another thing. Okay, so it takes me to, you asked me what do I think men should do, right? And I was trying to shut up. I'm going to have my brother say it later because it came from him. The 3 Ps: protect, provide, and profess. If you can't teach me something, I don't need you. If you can't protect me, I don't need you. And that don't mean protect me from a fight. That don't mean go out there like you somebody bodyguard crazy. Even protect me from yourself. Because if you are not in the right place at the right time, and I'm trying to have a conversation with you, protect me enough to say, baby, you know what? I'm just not mentally here right now. Let me walk away, get myself right, and come back to you so I can have this conversation with a sound mind and deliver my speech to you in a way that's not going to be offensive. That's part of protecting that men don't get. Men get on my nerves with that because that is part of providing, fellas. That is providing me with security of knowing that I am dealing with somebody who's mentally healthy. And when I say profess, provide, and protect, men, why is it always our job to protect you? Why do I have to provide? You are supposed to provide me some stability. Provide me a safe place. It's not all about money. But Billy Miller did make some great points on his show. Remember?
Like,
he said,
as far as moving in with women and stuff.
Yes! He said, it is my job as a man, I will pay the mortgage. It is my job to make sure that there's food on the table. I want to have him back one day because I think he put some great old school values out there. But he was like, I'm not trying to give gender roles, but me as a man, I need to provide for my family.
Well, and
like I said, I don't know. This might not make the show either, but like for instance, with me, also I believe being smart enough. The one thing, this will make the show. One thing I do believe: two people who shouldn't be together. Dumb people shouldn't be together, and 2 broke people shouldn't be together. And if you, as far as like you said, protect. If you know you're not smart enough to do right with the money, give it to someone who is smart. That's not reducing your manhood. That's also, cause I remember like I had an uncle who had a gambling problem, drinking and gambling problem. He got paid every Friday and would fuck the money up. So my auntie was like, go down to Slick's job and get his paycheck. This was in the 80s. Get his paycheck. And you got to get there before 4:00, or it's gonna be gone. And as long as we got there before 4:00, we got the check, and that was on us. That was on us to get it. He would give the check away, but if you don't come down there and get it,
I know a lot of married men who come home and actually will give their wives their paycheck and they get an allowance. And it's because their wives handle the bills and handle that kind of stuff, but they give her the money to allocate it. And I know some other men who'd be like, man, I ain't never giving my wife. But
well, it depends on what kind of wife you got too. Like I know some men that shouldn't give their wife nothing either. No, I'm serious because I know some men. No, I know some men that have. You gotta be smart who you marry too, because
absolutely.
Because I know some women that will fuck your shit up.
Absolutely. Marriage is the biggest. I always tell people, marriage is the biggest contract you will ever negotiate, and marriage is the biggest contract you will ever sign.
Yeah.
It's a business deal, and if you're smart, you go into it thinking about a business deal.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm with who I'm with is he multiplied me, and not just financially, but multiplied me as a person.
Right.
Multiplied me spiritually, multiplied everything that was wrong and going wrong in my body. He was like, let's fix this.
Yeah.
And he became a balance. And that's what it has to be. If they can't multiply and bring it to your life, you damn sure don't need them. Because let me tell you what I did figure out. I had an aunt who said this to me a long time ago, and I thought it was so rude. She said, you might as well date a rich man. Because if you date a poor one, you're going to have the same problems. And I was like, oh, that is so mean. But after my mistakes, I did realize whether you date a rich one or a poor one, when a relationship ends, they all end the same in heartbreak. But the exes that I love all left me with things. Great memories, great presents, great gifts. Them I can't stand left me with debt. Every one of them.
How did that happen?
Every one of them left me with that. Can I borrow some money to pay my rent? Can I get some gas money? Can I get this? Can I get that? And those are the ones I don't like. My favorite ex in the whole world. Maybe we can have him on the show one day. That's the one I was telling you about, Tony. That's my dude. Tony was. We shouldn't have been together. Okay. We're great friends. We are awesome business partners. We should have never dated. Tony cheated on me, right?
Yeah.
I had evidence. He videotaped it with my video camera. And when I found the tape, I went to Tony and I said, who would do this? And he looked at me and he said, whoever would do that is the dumbest motherfucker in the world. And he walked out. He didn't want to have any kind of confrontation, whatever. I didn't see Tony for a year after we broke up. Tony showed up at my house with a box. It was a Cartier watch. And he went in my house. He handed me the... he doesn't know how to say thank you. True thug at heart. You know what I'm saying? But he's the biggest teddy bear in the world. I said, thank you, Tony. And he goes, yeah, I'm sorry. And he went in my room and went to sleep. Literally. Woke up the next day and was like, are you still mad at me? I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He came to my house totally drunk. Anybody knows Tony knows he was totally drunk. Handed me this watch, got up and left my house the next day. And I was like, I ain't seen you in a year, bro. And now we're friends again, you know? But it's like, you get mad at Tony. I think about all the fun times that we had, all the great cars that I drove. And then every once in a while, you got to look at the wrist and be like, he's not that bad.
Cheating. So cheating. I know you're in Hollywood. I mean, well, you were in Hollywood.
Yeah.
What is it? Is there really an expectation of faithfulness in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, so you want me to be real?
Yeah, real.
Expectation of truthfulness.
Truthfulness, yes.
And
Yeah.
if you cannot be truthful, then you can't be faithful. I do not tolerate liars.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay.
You were like waiting for the next, and I was like, I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, because I'm like, I don't know. I'll just be thinking like, for men and women in that atmosphere, like, that's why I would think everybody had an open relationship. I just wouldn't.
Everybody that I dated expected for me to be faithful.
Yeah, I know men probably expect women have unrealistic expectations for women to be faithful even when they're not. But do women really? Yeah, this is a good question. Do women really expect faithfulness? Like, out of athletes, entertainers, and stuff like that, do y'all really expect that? I mean, in their prime, I'm talking about when they're playing the games, going away games. Or do y'all really expect that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Really?
For me, if you're going, this is women's problem with men. This is what men don't understand. If you're going to cheat, at least cheat up.
Yeah.
They never do. If women cheat, we're cheating with an exit strategy. Okay, so when men cheat, y'all just giving it up for the night. You don't care if you don't ever see her again, whatever.
Yeah.
I've cheated. Guilty. I always cheated up. If I lose, I'm not losing anything, bro. I'm upgrading.
Right. But well, do you really? So let's just say you're dating a rapper, and he has a show, after party shows and stuff like that.
Okay.
Y'all really expect that? Is that really a real expectation out of somebody you're dating? Not married to. I'm talking about like someone that you're dating. You're in.
I'm a little old for this conversation, but you mean before, right? Because
when you were in that atmosphere.
Yeah, I guess I kind of dated a rapper. Yeah, absolutely.
You really expected that? Because I'm not gonna say what I saw, but I mean,
I dated an actor. I told you what I saw with Luke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you can't upgrade. If you can't replace me with something better than me, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because sex to men is not the same. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I only can speak for men, but sex for men is not. It's not that deep. So.
For a lot of women, it's not either.
Right. So if you found out somebody just nailed somebody and then kept it moving, he probably don't even remember the person. Like, is that something to break up with him about?
Is he honest or is he lying?
If he's honest, that he don't remember.
Was he honest about the situation when we got into this relationship? Was he honest or was he lying? Did he say, okay, let me put it to you this way. Tony always made a big deal about our bond and about it being just Tony and I.
Yeah.
Okay. If Tony would have ever said, you know what, babe, I'm young. I'm driving this fucking Lamborghini. I got you driving this Lamborghini. I'm driving a Bentley. We out here doing it. I just don't think I can be faithful right now. Do you still want to date me? I'd have been like, yeah, because I had fun with him.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have taken it as serious as I did if I was out there doing his thing. So you tell me what it is.
Gotcha.
Don't lie to me.
But to me, some of the stuff should be self-explanatory because it's like I'll be honest with you. As much as I like you, if I would have met you in the 90s, I wouldn't expect you. Let's just say, like, if I had a chance with you, I wouldn't expect someone like you to be faithful and loyal to me.
Thank
Young
you.
girl in your 20s? No, I wouldn't expect you. I wouldn't expect that. No. I wouldn't.
Thank you, because I probably wouldn't. So
Yeah.
you didn't expect too much, and too much, we'd have had no problems.
It would just been an honor just to be around. Like, oh, okay, I'm cool. I'm with her. Like, I wouldn't even expect that. So, but do women think like that? Like, do women really, like, if you dating, like,
a lot of women. Okay, so let's be real. Do you think these basketball wives don't know that their men's is cheating?
I would hope they.
Don't have a problem with it because they're providing a lifestyle. They're in a relationship for a reason, and most of the time it's not love.
Right.
It's whether I date a poor one or a rich one, it's going to be the same. So I might as well get what I can get while I can get it.
Except for if you knew that woman before you became that basketball player.
Right, like LeBron James.
And I would even say Kobe too. To me. Okay, well, here's the reason why I say that with Kobe, because you probably know it better than me, but in the early 90s, he wasn't Kobe who he is now. And I think that him and his woman.
It was always Kobe. His woman was underage. His woman was underage when he married her. She quit high school with like 2 months to go because she was with Kobe Bryant and didn't graduate.
Well, how old was Kobe though?
20 maybe? 20, 21?
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
She that young? I thought they were like the same age.
I'll give you the backstory off the show because I'm not gonna rat my boy out. But
Okay. All right then. Well, look.
we went into it with a purpose.
Okay. All right. I didn't know. Okay, but like I said, like if I think it's a difference of a commitment if you bring that woman with you to the NBA or to the NFL or something like that, rather as you meet a girl while you're already,
There's nothing more sexy than an open and honest man.
Yeah.
Okay? If he comes into it and says, baby, look, I ain't trying to get married, or I am trying to get married, but this is what it is. Every once in a while, I might go out and act a fool, but be cool and go buy a purse. A lot of women will go for that.
Yeah. But have you heard a lot of men say, I lie to the ones I love. I tell the truth to the ones I don't care about.
Yes, I've been the ones that they can want to love and lie to. And I'm like, don't love me, respect me. Because for me, respect is bigger than love.
Okay.
So you love me and you think you lying to me and that's supposed to be okay? That don't work. Respect me, don't love me.
Well, okay. Okay.
Because I should never have to hear something about what you did from somebody else.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
You're who I have a relationship with. You're who I have this bond with. You're who owes me. She don't owe me nothing. Like, I've never been one of those women who want to fight the other woman. That's so weird to me. I'm not going to fight her. I'm going to fight him. She don't owe me nothing.
Right.
But as I got older, I stopped fighting too, and I just start, as they call it now, the young kids call it ghosting. I am the ghost queen. I will change my phone number. I will change my zip code. You will never hear from me again.
Okay.
I was good at that in the 90s, boy.
Yeah, because like I said, I just wouldn't. I don't know. I'm just putting myself in a woman's shoes. It's like there's no way in the world I could like take any of these guys serious. I mean, but I also know men because I am one, and the ego in a man. Like, I read something Jennifer Lopez. I should have sent it to you. She said there's no sense of dating, taking a man serious before the age of 33.
That's true. Before they don't mature until they're 40. Even some 42, 43, they're still children.
Well, I'll tell you like this. When my second child, my son, came, that's when I put all foolishness away. And I just like, I had something, I just gonna sound bad for my daughter, but for me, it's just like, it just something hit me. Like, my dad died when I was 7. I want to be there for mine. I want to be there every second that I can. So I did want to take a chance doing something stupid and possibly ruining that. So I was 32 when my son came. So,
but I'm a late bloomer too. Like, I didn't have a baby till I was 37 because I wasn't ready.
Right. Now, do you plan that?
After my last okay, I will tell my story here.
You don't have to, because
I've never said it, but I can say it. After my last bad date, I was handcuffed in a cornfield. A cottonfield, not cornfield, cottonfield. It was a stupid CNN story, blah, blah, blah. I don't really want to go back to it because everybody.
Wait, are you being serious?
Yeah.
You were handcuffed where?
Okay, so I was doing this. I would travel and teach like these acting workshops, right? And there was another actor that I would travel with. He asked me one time, have you ever been to Myrtle Beach? I said, no. And he said, would you like to go? We were in North Carolina. I said, sure. So we were going to drive to Myrtle Beach for the weekend. As we're driving, I look out the window and I see these flowers. And I'm like, oh my God, it's beautiful. He's like, that's cotton. You've never seen cotton? I'm like, no. He grew up in the South. I grew up in Malibu. There's no cotton in Malibu, right? So I was like, no. We stopped. We thought we were going to take pictures. Long story short, cop pulls over. We ended up on CNN, Dr. Phil, blah, 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 whatever. I ended up not liking the gentleman. I called my friend, who has been my friend since I was a little girl, and said, I can't do this anymore. And he said, you can't do what? And I was like, I'm in South Carolina with somebody that I really shouldn't be with. I don't want to be here, and I don't want to date, and this is just too hard. It's too much. And he said, what do you want me to do? Do you need a ticket? I was like, no, I don't need a ticket. I need somebody to talk to. I was like, I keep choosing the wrong ones, basically. I had opened up my mind. I listened to my girlfriends, which I shouldn't did. They told me that I was shallow. They told me that I needed to date somebody who wasn't my type because they would be nice to me. They told me all this stuff. So I went outside the box of my criteria and dated somebody who I ended up, it just didn't. I'm not going to talk bad about the dude on the radio show, but it just didn't work, right? We just weren't seeing eye to eye. So I'll talk to you about it off the show. And he said, what do you want? What do you want me to do? And I said, I just want some sperm. And he was like, what? And I said, I'm ready to have a kid. I'm over it. And he said, come home.
Welcome to Cherie's World.